Brandon, what are you doing? Nothing. Why? You realise that the camera is rolling? Yeah, I know. Well, shouldn't you be doing some sort of intro for the video? Why? I'm only putting forth as much effort as the possession of Hannah Grace. Welcome back, people of everywhere. Thank you for joining me once again. Today, I'm going to talk about a horror movie. Now, I may seem a little underwhelmed despite my obvious fascination with the genre of horror. I've covered several horror movies on this channel, and horror is my favorite genre. I think it's the most interesting. I think that horror has probably the most that can be done with it. That's why whenever I go into watching a horror movie, I have my expectations set very high. This might be a character flaw on myself, and I admit that, but I expect a lot from a genre that can do so much. Yet, despite this, I have a very strange fascination with a specific subgenre of horror. This being the subgenre of possession/exorcism movies. One of my favorite horror films is The Exorcist, and ever since then, there have been countless films trying to recapture what that original Exorcist film gave us. What we typically get, though, is a bunch of schlock. And when I say schlock, I don't mean outright garbage. I just mean a recycle bin full of movies. Want proof? Check out these titles of movies from this subgenre. The Exorcism of Emily Rose, The Possession of Michael King, The Last Exorcism, Exorcism, The Possession of Gail Bowers, and simply, The Possession. And then there's a whole slew of films from a rapper named Prozac, who I actually listen to. And he has a set of films that I'm just going to refer to as the haunting films, because they are as follows. The Haunting of Hill Street 1 and 2, The Haunting of Potter Street, The Haunting of Saginaw, Michigan, The Haunting of Washington Avenue, The Temple, The Haunting of Hoyt Library, The Haunting of Dice Road, Hell House, and The Haunting of Dice Road 2, Town of the Dead. All of these titles are essentially the exact same. The haunting/possession/exorcism of intertitle here. Why am I bringing all of this up? Well, obviously, it's because the title of this movie is The Possession of Hannah Grace. When I saw trailers for this movie, I was excited yet cautious. I wanted to see it because I have this weird fascination with possession movies, but yet the simplicity and lack of real trying in the title made me go... But still, I took my two sisters to go see this film, and they loved it. They were like curled up into balls in their seat. They kept grabbing each other and grabbing me and just while I sat there with this look on my face. They gave me some crap after the movie about how I just looked bored and how could I hate such a good movie. And to be honest, I didn't hate the movie. It was fine. But that's it. fine. It's fine. It is by no means, in my opinion, scary at all. Whatsoever. There's no real buildup of suspense. There's no real terror or fear to be had. There's a lot of jump scares, though. A lot. And out of the plethora of jump scares that this film had, 2 made me go. Now, the film had a decent idea. Shit. What was that? Now, the film had a decent idea of how to switch up the formula of a possession film. Normally, one of these films will follow a specific person as the possession gradually gets worse and worse, ending in a climax of an exorcism. This film starts with that exorcism. It is the very first scene, and the girl dies during this exorcism, and the whole film takes place in a morgue where the deceased body of the possessed Hannah Grace is. That is potentially a great setup for a very claustrophobic and suspenseful horror film. It doesn't do any of that. Instead, it sets up bland characters, predictable jump scares, and a unsatisfying conclusion. Through the whole film, I was just sitting there going, jump scare in 3, 2, 1. Yep. There's sadly not a lot to say about this movie, in my opinion. I just didn't care for it. I thought it was really boring. You know what? Give me a second. Come here. This is my sister Mackenzie, who you've all met before in our Christopher Robin review, and she's one of the ones that I took to see the movie. So tell them how you felt about it.
Well, I was terrified. I was up in my seat, and I thought it was a good movie. He did not.
So you thought it was legitimately scary?
Yeah,
right?
I was up in my seat. I did not want to leave my seat.
But yeah, I just wanted to prove that I was not making this up, that they thought it was really scary, I just didn't. And to prove a point that some people are going to really like this, and some people aren't. So don't throw a hissy fit. This is my opinion. And I'm sure if Izzy ever watches this, she's going to throw a fit that I dragged you down here and didn't let her do it. But she's at work, so...
No, she'd probably be like, I don't want to be on the internet with you.
Probably. That was all I needed.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. I'm going to bed now.
Love you. Good night.
Love you. Good night.
So guys, with that brief detour out of the way, you might really like this film if you are a fan of just basic, and I don't mean basic in a bad way, but movies that will make you jump and you just want to feel the need to scream, then this might be the film for you. Might I recommend, though, a film that is incredibly similar to this, and that would be Last Shift. Last Shift is about a policewoman who is spending the night shift by herself in a police station, and she is alone and creepy things start happening. I thought that that was a much better film, while this film about a morgue worker at a hospital by herself with creepy things, I thought this one was boring. So go check it out if you want. I still recommend Last Shift. But as far as Possession of Hannah Grace goes, I am going to give this film a C-. Have you guys seen Possession of Hannah Grace? If you have, let me know down in the comments what you thought. Or, what is your favorite possession film besides The Exorcist? Whatever it is, whatever you think, comment below and let me know. Don't forget to go like my Facebook page. I will put the link to that down in the description. That way you will never miss an update for the channel or whenever it is that a video comes out. And while you're at it, go ahead and hit the like and the subscribe so that I can see you guys next time.